Hi everyone, Dwayne from Galtouz Games here in direct from my sleeping room / living room. So welcome back to this second Kingdoms Age devlog. It's been a while because of my exams, but I'm back. So just wanna give you a quick explanation of the game. So it's a multiplayer hack and slash adventure game. There is a huge mountain over some clouds coming from the depth of the earth, and next to it is the city of Cryzon. The mountain is filled with monsters, bosses, puzzles, treasures, so you can explore it to the depth, chasing monsters, solving puzzles, etc. and then come back to your domain with all the things that you grabbed from the depth. And you can use those resources and treasures to expand your domain. And yeah, the game is up to 3 players. I mean, on Steam. So during the semester holiday, I managed to get brand new thing in the game, so let's start. Okay guys, let's talk about my brand new weather system. So I use something called the sky sphere to render the sky. So if you're not familiar with game dev, it's basically a sphere around the world and we project the sky texture on it. When I mean texture, I mean like we have the basic texture of the cloud and the stars and we mix them together and make the final color switch according to the time of the day. So it looks, I took the default one from Unreal Engine and wrote some code to fit the sunlight into my system. I also made some new clouds, and if you want further explanation, so I take the rotation from the sun around the world and I clamp it between -1 for midnight and 1 for midday. So basically this is midday, this is midnight, and here it's like 7 o'clock. So from that I can make color curves to choose the colors fitting to the time of the day. A scene is made of an ambient and a directional light. So the directional light simulates the sun by casting shadows on the landscape. The ambient one is more like the floating color of the scene, so I adjust the intensity and the color of them according to the sun height. I then made the weather change, so you have different states where I can manage the cloud, the fog and the rain. I also made some lightnings that can spawn on the player or randomly on the map with some cool sound effects and like blurry, flashy lights. To go further with giving life to my game, I created some NPC that can walk on the road of the city to some random destination. So they walk along a spline, and when arriving at the crossroad they choose a road to continue, like a random one. At the end of the road they can be interest points with few visiting points, or at the end of the road just go through another crossroad, so you know, make just cycles. So to give more sense of a city, I added possible interaction between the NPCs. So when they cross themselves, dialogue is generated, and when they are finished, they continue their own journey in the city. For the dialogue they can play animation, a voice line and print the text on the player screen if you are close enough. For the moment there are just some explosion and fly animation as a dialogue, but in the future I will be very interested in coding like a complex dialogue generator. Okay guys, let's shift to the player now. There is brand new pause menu. It's based on the auto settings plugin for UE4, and I extended to see the player in the session that you can kick or add to your friend list, and beside you can invite your Steam friends. There is also a brand new inventory. You can see the old one in the front devlogs and the new one here. So I managed the placement and I did some cool Yumi backgrounds, like with maps, dragons, dead bodies, and you can now easily throw items and grab a new one. I did some NPCs with you can talk to in order to hide like some information. The system is similar to the workable NPC. Last but not least, to help player navigate the world, I created some outline settings with different colors according to the type of interaction. Here you can see the different one. And we now have a new beginning for the player. So the players came from a cliff with some tutorial parts about the camera, the mouse inputs, the keyboard inputs, etc. And so he crosses the cave, and when he's about to leave the cave, he crosses a magic field that's surrounding the map. And as soon as you cross it, you can customize your character in very specific parts of the clothes, like the hood, the tunic, the bedroll or the boots. Sliders with hue saturation and value, as it's more user-friendly than just RGB sliders. I then added some new parts for the city, so it's fitting the 3 main character personality. So they are all detailed in this video made by Timeshot. He is our brand new scriptwriter. We will give him an interview in the following videos.
Bonjour, mon nom est Jason Wallenbeck et je fais cette vidéo pour 3clodo.com. Aujourd'hui, je vais vous raconter l'histoire des 3 premiers explorateurs, Flagstaff, Mazama et Balsmer.
So, the story is based on 3 explorers who found the death and founded the city of Kryzon. So the first district is the one from Flagstaff. Like, he cares about all the organization of this adventure, so his district is a more organized one. Again, looks like a rich district. Mazama, the second, was very enthusiastic explorer. She really had the taste of adventure and led this colorful district behind her. The legend said that she almost reached the bottom of the mountains. That was almost unbelievable. And finally, Bolsber, was someone quite reserved, you know. He had a big house, but no one really saw him. We don't know much about him, but his district is the darkest one. To optimize the world, I split it into parts that can be hidden or showed following on the player's location, but then I realized that the FPS drop was maybe coming from my AI and my particle systems. That was like half true, half false. Like, this was the character animation blueprint that wasn't very optimized, so I managed it to like be quite better. And I also made that the 3D mesh lowering the resolution when you are getting far from them, because you have like something called the pixels overdraw, and if this number is too high, you are losing calculation time. You are wasting calculation time, so you just reduce them and try to keep the scene blue, not white as this part. I will have to care about the clouds later. I also made a new monster, so he already was in the old version, but I will manage it a bit. So sometimes the enemy can be like a corrupted version of himself. And here is what the lava monster is doing. So he kills himself to try reaching the player. As an advice, make sure to stay far from him, because like fire is very deadly. So here we are at the end of the second devlog. Make sure to subscribe if you want to be there for the third devlog. We also have a Discord and Twitch in the description, so thanks a lot for watching and see you soon. Bye bye.